that IPCC has done in the past. But probably time has come to reconsider its composition, structure, and functioning to overcome the current transition phase from the science-driven gain in knowledge to the problem-driven applicable know-how for adaptation, easy and timely available worldwide. We should be able to move ahead from the status of scientific understanding of the process of climate change and to focus on problem-driven options and solutions. 7th point, successful adaptation management will be the key for the next decades. And we all know we have to be very fast, effective, and efficient. There is no time for lengthy and unnecessary disputes on leading roles among scientists, institutions, politicians, regions, or whatsoever. Climate change mitigation, and in particular adaptation, ask for participative solutions where all the stakeholders have to contribute: science, politics, the private sector, and society as a whole. A global brain trust is needed, searching for options and solutions with a unique spirit of responsible entrepreneurship to accelerate the spread of applicable solutions and green technologies. The 8th point, climate change adaptation as conflict prevention. Destroyed homes and infrastructure, successive failed harvests and perished livestock, the diminishing availability of basic resources such as food and water or widespread infectious diseases can have severe economic impact and productivity fallouts. At the same time, climate change itself is leading to diminished basic resources such as water or arable land in a number of zones. The increasing competition this causes is leading to instability and violence in a number of worst affected zones. In an already difficult political context, such tensions can jeopardize national and regional security. Adaptation, again, reduces risks for those exposed to climate change, improving the safety of vulnerable populations. Point 9, turn people concerned into active drivers. Adaptation must be addressed at all levels of the political establishment, be it the national, regional, or local. Much of the adaptation physically takes place at the local level and must be appropriate to the immense diversity of social, environmental, and economic settings. For this, it is imperative that citizens affected by climate change are actively involved in defining evolving adaptation strategies and empowered and informed so as to implement them. And the last point, let me address the harmonizing of climate change adaptation and disaster risk reduction. The link between natural disasters and climate change adaptation. Efforts made in natural disaster risk reduction support climate change adaptation and vice versa. Mainstreaming climate change adaptation with disaster and risk reduction clearly reveals huge benefits for the two communities by harmonizing their efforts and working very closely together. Whereas know-how in disaster prevention is well established, but in practice still very much dominated by response and recovery activities, public awareness for climate change adaptation in terms of preventive measures seems easier to be raised. Linking climate change adaptation with disaster and risk reduction, underlining the crucial importance of those links and similarities and the necessity for coordinated strategies and action at all levels and sectors will help to address and achieve our common goals. Thank you very much for your attention.